that's so important, and you know, it takes a team. It takes a team here at the mansion to pull this off, and it takes my team to pull these kinds of things off. And we've got Ron Maxwell, who is the mansion administrator and helps run things here, and very important connection to this garden. What's ironic is that, what was it, about 15 years ago, we had a night like we had last night that came through downtown Little Rock and took out, well, really the whole back of this property. What we have here is a little over 8 acres of property, and after that devastating tornado, there was really nothing left. The previous administration had begun to create a fund to add on to the governor's mansion, this wing that you see here, and it was the Bebe administration, Mike and Ginger Bebe, that helped forge the final parts of the garden. So that's why we feel such a kinship together, and that, of course, Ginger's love of gardens and gardening. But, you know, you'll see the design, and we have a very talented design team that put that together, Sarah Burr and Ward, and you'll meet all of them. They're here, Nicole Cross and others. I don't know how many years it took to pull it all together, but we finally got it pulled together. But what really heartens me about this place is that we have a first family who really wants the public to come and see the garden, and the garden was very important to them. We've tried to plant as many native trees native to Arkansas here on the ground. That's one of the First Lady's initiatives. They have been very gracious about having lots of groups of people here, lots of school children, which we think is very important. But it also represents a place where community comes together, which we think is very important. And we have the master gardeners who help support this. And I see my friend Janet back there, and they are involved in the herb garden. We have the Herb Society here, who's obviously very involved in the herb garden. We have the vegetable garden and so forth that the master gardeners participate in. So it's really a special place in a lot of ways. Now, one last point. Historically, this property goes back to the 1820s, and there was a house here called Rosewood. And Arkansas became a territory in 1819, and our last territorial governor's name was William Fulton. And William Fulton's house was called Rosewood, and it was here. He became our first United States senator. So it's a very historic place for Arkansas.
And you'll go talk about the fence.
Yes, we will. We try to garner as many details from Governor Senator Fulton's property and integrated into the design of this particular property when we took it over. And it really was a tabula rasa when we started because of the tornado. I mean, it just taken everything out. But we wanted to try to make it as sensitive and as accurate, as true to this place as we possibly could. And now you're seeing it. How many years ago has that been since we dedicated it? Was it 3 years ago?
3
years in spring,
April.
right?
In
yeah.
April.
So so we just really finished it 3 years ago. So you're seeing about 3 years of growth today. So very good.
And it's just wonderful areas here that Alan designed, so we can do small parties, large parties, wonderful entertaining here. And you mentioned the herb garden and the vegetable garden. And the herb garden, notice when you go through that there's some signage that's in Braille. And last year I did an audio tour for the blind or visually impaired. So my voice walks them through, and they can enjoy the herbs just like you and I do. So that's kind of a little addition we did thanks to the herb garden being there. So.
Yeah, that's a wonderful touch.